Hey y'all, what's up? Your girl G here. Welcome back. Welcome back. Just want to do a quick apologies, y'all. Sorry that these reviews are coming a little bit late. I had to go out of town in Dallas. Then I got back home yesterday, and then literally it's just been storming ever since I got home. And so I can't really record like I want to, just recording me and everything by the window. So a couple of these videos will be audio. I apologize. But we still gonna talk about, all the good stuff that happened. Okay, we got a knockout love at Marriage Huntsville, and then we're gonna get into Martha's Vineyard Summer House because y'all they finally got a reunion this season. So let's not waste no time. Let's go ahead and get into it. So Love and Marriage Huntsville opens up and starts with actually shoot, what did they open up with? Kimmy. Kimmy, Tisha, and Destiny. So Kimmy actually is in there first. She is rocking the fro. I'm loving the fact that Kimmy is doing, basically just like a start over with her hair, and it's going amazing. But Tisha comes in, and so they get to start talking about, I guess, that restaurant, that mom and pop restaurant that Maurice and Kimmy are doing. Y'all, I am seeing disaster upon a mess up, just all of it's about to go to shit, all right? Because I'm really feeling like Marceau or Maurice bought this plan to Kimmy. Now Kimmy then got sucked in because what Kimmy say that Maurice do all the time, he be making decisions and then coming to Kimmy after. I feel like him and Marceau had some idea with this whatever restaurant, and now Kimmy's getting sucked into managing it, it feels like. And so she's like, I just don't want to be stressed. She's like, I'm here trying to make sure I light a fire under everybody. She's like, I know I'm annoying because like I want to stick to the schedule, and this is the same thing Kimmy had a problem with last time. Hell, Tisha has a problem with it till now because she ain't even got her stuff built either. What happens is these little Scott brothers, they start, these half-ass, projects, and then when they don't get done, they just start another one. So this one that I'm doing right now don't look as bad. I'm being distracted by starting something new. That's why I can't get to this one. But then y'all don't even complete the next task. Like, just these Negroes, I'm sorry, y'all. Scheme and a scam, Scott. That's what they are. Scheming, scamming Scots, okay? But yeah, just nothing but a whole bunch of unfinished projects everywhere. But nonetheless, Tisha's like, I just don't want Kimmy to be stressed. And Kimmy's like, hell, I don't want to be stressed either. And so she's like, I just want to make sure, because I guess Maurice is wanting Marceau to do the restaurant. She's like, I don't want us to get, kind of sucked into it. I want, us to still be okay. And so Destiny walks in. Destiny kind of, turned out a cute little look. I love the wig hair color that she had. And the outfit was like cute. No, like I was like, okay, Destiny. So she sits down and shoot, Tisha get right to it. They just start, catching up with each other. And Tisha basically lets Destiny know, hey, shoot, Kimmy sucked me into a little something. She's like, what do you mean? She was like, girl, Kimmy invited Sonny to the coffee shop. And Destiny was like, huh? And Kimmy was like, look, the only reason I did that is because, I was flabbergasted. I was in shock at all. I had to clutch my pearls. Not the lady who was sitting next to me, right when I literally was getting, diagnosed with cancer. Like, like she was right there. So to know that that's the same woman that could have, did that to you, it's kind of like a what the moment. And so Destiny's like, yeah, I guess I'm not her friend, but I still got text messages that say, I love you, sis, miss you, sis. And you got even your sister inviting me for a surprise birthday party, like in Jamaica. I guess, I guess you don't classify that as close friends. What's happening is Sunny is doing everything she can to try to create a plausible distance from her and Destiny, so that it justifies her basically, I don't want to say stealing her man, but she didn't, it wasn't a steal, it's kind of like a swipe, it wasn't quite a steal, it might have been a little bit of swipe though, she kind of swiped him kind of sneakily, and so yeah, Destiny just kind of like, that's real crazy though. And so they were like, we also had to sit down with Mel, and Kimmy's like a gathering, because Kimmy know that her and Mel and all of them just like they see each other, like we see each other, but we don't see for each other. And so basically, they told her about Melody, um what she thought about the whole, I guess, like Sunny situation. But Tisha's like, I'm not gonna say anything to Destiny about Mel thinking, or suggesting that she hooked up with Martel. Do y'all think Destiny and Martel did a little bouncy bounce? Did Destiny hop on Martel's tip? Okay. What y'all think? Drop down in the comments. I don't know. I really don't know. But nonetheless, they're asking would she ever basically talk to Mel again. And she was like, no. And so they were like, well, Tisha, what about you? You talking about me and Mel? Like, what about Stormy? And Tisha's basically at the point of like, I'll talk to her when she apologized. She said what she said about Marceau. And, if we can get past that, like, we cool. Because Kimmy's like, look, we all gonna have to be around each other. Like, we gotta figure out a way to be cordial. And so, yeah, it definitely was just like a situation of understanding, like, y'all, we all trying to get this check, but also, like, let's everybody like handle our shit like adults. So yeah. But that blue crushed velvet like dress that Tisha had, that's so far her best look to me. When it comes to her in general, her confessionals, it looks super cute. I love how it's like scrunch in the front. But moving on. So we have Nell and Martel meet. Speaking of Martel, so y'all, it's a whole little locked up train going on. Everybody's is a part of the chain gang. Everybody became a part of the chain gang. Okay, so Martel got locked up. Destiny got locked up. Marceau got locked up. It's like, damn, it's something in the water over there. But Nell finally sits down with Martel to ask him about, what the freak is going on, because I don't agree with Melody, he locking you up, I don't agree with that, but I'm not gonna sit here and act like she didn't, tell me some deets that was very incriminating, Martel. And Martel, this whole episode is just really like he's lying, really feeling like, oh, they're gonna believe it. Like, they're gonna believe it. Like, he really thinks to himself, like, he knows he's lying, and it's like he knows that they know he knows he's lying, but they're still not calling him out on it. So because they're not calling him out just straight up and down, like on his lies, he's really convincing himself that they believe what he says. No, Martel, they don't believe what you gotta say. They're just like leaving it alone, because it's like this nigga, like he don't like he don't learn, he don't listen, and you just don't want to hear what nobody got to say when it comes to you actually taking accountability. Point blank. Period. So that's why you feel like you're getting away with these dumbass lies when Nell is asking you about, okay, so you sent a picture. What picture? Man, all I said was, see what I told her? I told her to stop bullying me. First of all, let's get something straight, Martel. He keeps saying, oh, Melody's bullying me. Stop it. What he really means to say is Melody has her, millimeters. And anytime Martel, just ceases to try to do something to tear down Melody, he gets basically stung by the hornet's nest. Basically, like, he keeps playing with the hornet's nest, and every time he gets stung, he upset. You keep trying to, just shake up stop it, whatever, the millimeters, the hive, whatever, like, they keep coming for you. Everybody has talked about how the millimeters, like, them her road dogs, okay? And so Martel really is just like taking it as, oh, Melody, you're bullying me. No, you keep doing dumb shit, and you keep getting called out on it. So you're saying Melody's bullying you, but no, because Melody hasn't initiated anything when it came to you, Martel. And so Nell's like, okay, you sitting here doing this stuff. He's like, oh, I'm getting arrested in 2024 for something that happened in 2022. Like, shoot, that don't make no sense. Like, the way he just was trying to deflect from the fact that that picture is the main point that everybody's trying to get to. You keep trying to point to the text message talking about, look, see, I told her to stop bullying me. Look, because she bullies me. She bullies me. I don't start with her. And Nell's like, okay, it can't be tit for tat going back and forth. What are you gonna do? And every time Martel gets asked about the solution, his ass gets quiet because he doesn't want a solution. He wants to keep fighting with Melody. That's the only way he knows how to still have any type of connection to Melody is to keep starting bullshit with her. If I can keep her, you know, fighting with me, I get the access, but all you're doing is making it worse for your kids, which is what Nell trying to remind you of. He's like, yeah, the kids. Martel, you are one of them daddies with the biggest fuck them kids, attitude, like for real. So you wouldn't have been doing all this stuff that you did, with coleslaw, Ariana Curry, if it really was, the kids, it is the kids, whatever. So yeah, speaking of side chick coleslaw, Nell brings up the fact like also too, it's like, it affects everybody. Shoot, I'm dealing with, being called side chick for something, and I didn't even do nothing. And Martel's like, yeah, you ain't do nothing. And she was like, no, I didn't. He was like, okay. And she was like, Martel playing games around because he kind of was like, keying about it. And Nell hit him with a quick little 1-2. She was like, I see Martel, he trying to like take it as a game. But I don't play like that. Some of us don't play, but that's all Martel know how to do. Is not taking that too serious. Just like he, was playing games with his family and playing games with his life. I said, oh. I said, uh-oh. She said, just like he be playing games with his marriage and playing games with his life. I said, he sure is. Martel do nothing but just delusions of grandeur. Anyway, Nell lets Martel know, you know what, Martel, I'm having my birthday party, but shoot, you and her don't get along. She don't want to be around you. And, I'm going to invite her. And I'm sorry, gotta disinvite you. And Martel want to sit there and act like, man, it's good, it is what it is. But you in the confessional talking about, I don't even want to go no birthday party anyway, girl, some 6-year-old birthday party. Like, what the like, he just was just and then it's like, his thing is always gonna be, oh, Nell, she just can't, prove anymore that she's trying to always show me and prove to me that she's always gonna be team male. Nah, nigga, it's team right. That's like, you mad because like we're gonna go for right and wrong, and nigga, you always on the wrong side. It's like, why are you not learning to just stop doing stuff? Like Martel, like when you just like sit your ass down somewhere, like stop doing shit, you wouldn't have to deal with none of the stuff that you talking about. You talking about, oh, I don't do nothing. Oh, it's her, she poking me. Then when I do something, no. Martel, we quite literally have a internet history of all the shit you have started on the internet on about Melody. Like literally. Melody be the one to let your shit slide, and then when she responds, your ass get hit with the millimeters, and then you get pissed off again. So now you feel like everybody bullying you, or feel like Melody is bullying you, and it's like, no, Martel, you're just getting called out for your shit, point blank, period. But yeah, so he talking about, oh yeah, I won't go to no 6-year-old birthday party, It's just like, anyways, so moving on to another group of ain't shit niggas. Marceau, Maurice, and a little bit later, Moses comes. They basically just get to talking about like he has no idea what he's in for, and Maurice is like, yeah, dang, he kind of moved fast, didn't he? And here's where Marceau got me. Marceau said, hey, well, you don't got to eat a whole container of ice cream to know that you like it. Shoot, I married Tisha after 1 month. Right. But if we gonna be real, Marceau, did you marry her after 1 month because you like the flavor of the ice cream, or did you marry her because Tisha was potentially a gallon flavor of ice cream that was getting ready to pop out a little pint of ice cream? Okay, we're y'all getting ready to have y'all little mint chocolate chip baby. Is that why you married her after 1 month? Because that's what I could have sworn I remember hearing, that y'all's, y'all's ceremony of love or whatever. Am I tripping? Y'all drop down in the comments. I know I ain't the only one who remember that. So yeah, you married after 1 month, all right. But moving on. Um were y'all having y'all little pecan praline baby, okay? Marcel, like, yeah, I can't. Just but they giving Moses some good advice though, because Moses come in and him and his Beijing black beard, he want to sit down and talk about, yeah, I ain't worried about nothing, I feel like, we good. And Marcel let him look, I have been through this, the most solid of marriages will crumble because, yeah, you might let the first 50, 50 shots fly, but all it takes is one to, crack and then the dam bust, and that is true. Like, no, like, to be a person who's in the spotlight and sometimes have millions and millions and millions of people be able to comment on your life, like, that can sometimes be a lot for, anybody. Even the biggest of celebrities crack under, like, publicity and just people commenting. The internet be scary, y'all. So, Marcel, the fact that he want to be like, oh, I'm gonna tell you something I ain't told nobody else. I almost lost my marriage. Huh? Did you almost lose your marriage because of the comments? Or did you almost lose your marriage because of your actions? Marcel, you didn't have to tell us that you was almost losing your marriage. Tisha's body language and her actions was letting us know that you was almost losing your marriage. You didn't have to tell us nothing, okay? Nothing, all right? Everything else was giving, you was about to lose your marriage, not the comments, okay? You and Tisha were giving that it finally something happened. Now the comments might have helped, but you was the reason you almost lost your marriage. But nonetheless, I digress. Moses was to be like, he's like, hey, when it rained, it poured. Moses like, man, I got this, it's been raining all my life, you just can't pass up, nothing. I was gonna miss my blessing. And that's what Sonny said. I noticed he said that, and Sonny said that too. She said, am I supposed to, like, let this man go that could potentially be, my husband, and the father of my kids, where I can build with, am I supposed to miss that blessing? Because that was a big thing that Sonny Sunny Delight was telling Kimmy and them. She was like, I just had to pray on it, like, God, do I, let this man by or whatever? Like, she made a decision. She was like, okay, I could keep my friendship with this girl and keep building everything, or I could, get a man. And unfortunately, y'all, that patriarchy is hard to undo for a lot of women, and a lot of women gonna pick the dick. They gonna pick the guy over the girlfriend, and it's just, life will teach you lessons. And so with this situation with Moses, yeah, he want to sit there and talk about, oh yeah, that's cool, it's cool, but Sonny's the one that's really dealing with the backlash. And so that's why Marcel was like, maybe you talk to Destiny and get her blessing, because people are looking at it from an angle that's like, not good. And Maurice wasn't agreeing with it. But he was like, look, people are looking at y'all crazy because they don't know, like, if y'all really were together at this moment or not. And so, Moses, he wasn't really here. And Marceau Kim, he's like, I told somebody just like you the same exact thing not too long ago. His name was Martel. And it's like, y'all niggas don't be listening. All of y'all is just raggedy, okay? But yeah, so Moses does end up taking them up on that advice at the end of the episode. So we get to Stormy at the gym with Trisha. Long story short, y'all, Trisha, I feel for that girl, and I really want her to go speak to somebody, because this is just from, like, a loving, place. Girl, y'all, she lost her mother, her father, and her sister. And then because of that, like, you lose your marriage after. And like when she said, like, it just went black, I could imagine the depression that must have set in, because people grieve differently, the grieving process. And I remember she said, I was just angry. And that is a huge part of, grief. And a lot of people talk about it. It's just like the anger part. And, I really just felt for her. And when it came to Ken, she was just like, I would just like, not communicate to him and then just blow up because Stormy's like, wait a minute. Like Trisha was saying something, then she kind of just like drew back. Because Stormy mentioned something about like, oh, it's been a good, month for us or whatever. And Trisha said something, she's like, well, yeah, I just kind of like Trisha essentially was saying, she does not handle her emotions well, long story short. And I really just feel for her. I really do. And Ken over there talking with Courtney, like, shoot, I just had to, kind of like break her walls down because, she really has trust issues, abandonment issues, and also to like, she said that a lot of people who she thought was going to be there for her wasn't. Like, I could imagine just feeling so overwhelmed and just like, yeah, Trisha, from a genuine place, go talk to somebody. Because if Ken is as good to you, you don't want to constantly beat him up and run him off, girl. If he really is a good man like that, you know that you don't take advantage of good people. He is sucking it up, all them blow ups, because he does love you and is wanting to help you through, this shit. But somebody can only take a beating, emotionally so much and give a pass, to people, but so much. So yeah, girl, fix that, all right. So next we move on to Chris. He gonna pull up on Martel, his investment property. This was that one property from what, like last season or something. And finally, it's up and running. This house is, finally done. But is that builder's license test done yet, Martel? Oh, okay. So yeah, basically, Chris walks through the house and Martel killed me. He's like, yeah, I love, making something that's, nothing and turning it to something beautiful. I love building stuff up. I say, yeah, you love building stuff up, but not as much as you love tearing shit down. Ooh. Ooh. So Chris basically talks to Martel about Neil and kind of was like, she ain't like that you was calling her a side chicken. My guy, I don't like it either. Martel want to sit there and play this game, but like, she was, technically, And Chris was like, nah, motherfucker, she never was, and he kind of put like his foot down with Martel because Martel definitely is that nigga that you got to do that with. Like, he is the guy that pushes boundaries. And so finally Martel was like, you say so, you say so. But Chris, it ain't gonna change the fact that you did put Nell in a sticky situation. She unknowingly was one. It ain't her fault. But at the end of the day, like, I mean, it definitely has a few people eyebrows raised that we kind of want to know, like, where is the stepdaughter getting all this heat from for Nell? Something is in a gray area, but because it was 30 years ago, it also kind of feels like, what's the point of bringing it up too? So Chris basically, starts asking Martel about like, yo, so I talked to you about the arrest thing, but I got some new details for Melody. Like, what's happening? You allegedly with like a picture. He like, no, I ain't got no picture. He was like, oh, she said it was like revenge, revenge Pinot, like, what's up? He's like, I ain't got it. Like, you don't talk to Belle. Like, he kept trying to like point everything in the direction of like, talk to Belle, she got it, she got it. And he's like, so it wasn't like a video? And he was like, well, no, like, she the only one who got it. It was a picture. They bleeped out the name where it says so-and-so saw it. And I feel like that was like, Arion saw it. I feel like that's what it was. I remember that because they were on live talking about it one time. Arion saw it and got pissed off that it was still in Martel's phone. I could have sworn that's how it went. But Martel sent that picture as a threat and he keeps trying to point in that message to, look, I remember she bullying me, but why at the bottom are you still saying don't call my bluff and then you sent a picture? How else is somebody supposed to take that, Martel? That is a threat if there ever was one. And the way Chris was asking questions, Martel was just like, he just grinds my gears because it's like, you just really don't want to learn. There's niggas out here that were just so fucking hard-headed. And so every time he asks a question, it's like, you didn't, do that? Nah, it was, just the pic, just the picture, I ain't got it, but ask Mel though. And so Chris was like, you know what, man to man, you know what, where do we stop? How do we get better? How do we proceed? Have y'all noticed every time Martel gets asked that question, it's like his brain goes to factory reset. He like just stops because he knows the solution is in him cutting the shit out. And because he doesn't want to, he wants to act like there's not a solution. Who is going to take the charge and stopping, like, if you're calling it, the back and forth, who is going to take charge and fixing that and stopping it? And obviously, you as the man, y'all love to say men are the leader. There were people be expecting that you would want to make sure that your kids are in a healthy predicament, Martel, with your bald, milk-dud-headed ass, so hard-headed. And so all Martel could say back was, well, ask Mel, like, when she gonna stop? He's like, no, nigga, I'm asking you, like, what are you gonna do? And stuck on stupid. So last but not least, y'all, Destiny, she roll up on Moses, y'all. Moses that part the Red Sea with that beard. She pull up, y'all, looking good, looking like a whole little snacky millie meal. And he talking about, what's up, D? Like, I guess he trying to call her D, like they still close or whatever. But Moses, he basically was like, I just want to come and talk to you, on the side of my wife, y'all. Also him and Sonny done started IVF. I don't think they as far in as he trying to play it up to be. I just think it's the idea that they've been talking about, because that timeline, like Destiny brought up, she said, okay, so when y'all start talking, July, August. She's like, oh, word, but we were still together in August. He's like, no, it was back in April. She's like, yeah, you said that back in April, but you were still loving me, sending me money in August. And Moses didn't know what to say. He's like, acting up that birthday party, you just abandoned me or whatever. And so she, because of that, she thinks Moses was being spiteful. And I kind of feel like just a little bit it was, I feel like just a little bit it was. And it just was like almost divine intervention. The fact that Moses was being stubborn, Sonny, of course, was looking for a nigga. And, it possibly could have started that, it was supposed to be just on some bull. But now he probably seeing a little bit of a future with Sonny a lot more, because he feels like, well, Destiny ain't got no time. And remember one of the things that Sonny said in the confessional? Remember, she was like, I know how to prioritize my husband. I know y'all remember that shit. She's like, I know how to prioritize my husband. And when she said that, I was like, oh no, Sonny. Oh no, see, Moses looks to be catered to. Moses looks to be catered to, like he like, as y'all like to say, the woman, he wants to, like Destiny said, you wanted me to court you. These niggas would do it. Want you to take care of them, and then want a submissive woman. I see exactly the game that Moses playing. He want to get taken care of, and Sonny is the answer. So yeah, you guys, that's pretty much where the episode ended, honestly. Destiny called Moses out and was like, you do know we can see, like, I got the proof, like, I got the receipts, okay? Like, and she was like, don't forget I'm still her. And he's like, well, shit, I'm still him. And then it was like, to be continued. So yeah, you guys, y'all drop it on the comments. Y'all finally think that, like, people starting to see Martel for the asshole that he is? And do you think he will ever stop trying to come for Melody? What you guys think of, Moses and Sonny, saying that basically, she wasn't friends with Destiny. Do y'all believe what Sonny said in that regard? And the Nell Chris situation. Should we bring on the other family? And do y'all think that Mel, when she found out, like, did she for real stop messing with Chris when she found out, like she said? Like, I found out he was married and stop messing with him. Y'all know how that go. Do y'all believe that? Or do y'all believe, she stuck beside her man until the papers, till the pen ink dried? But I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure to follow my Instagram and Twitter, you guys. And I will catch y'all later. Deuces.